What do we have here?
80 pounds of crawfish.
80 pounds of crawfish. Wow. That's a hell of a lot of crawfish, 80 pounds. I'm going to eat right around 30 pounds myself.
All right, well, let's hurry over there so it doesn't fucking drip out all over.
Look at this shit. So, what's the kind of the process here?
First, we start getting that water boiling, and we dump our seasoning in. It's usually a lot of cayenne, oregano, salts, peppers. We put in onions, garlic, celery, and lemon. We're gonna drop it in here. And then after we let it boil for about 45 minutes, we go ahead and dump our crawfish in, let it come back up to a boil, let it boil for about 4 or 5 minutes, turn off the heat, let it sit, soak up all the flavors. The corn and the asparagus go in last. Mushrooms and potatoes will go in after it's been boiling about 10, 15 minutes, because those will turn to mush if they cook too long. It's a big tradition to boil on Fridays. And then, especially during this time of the year, whenever anybody has a gathering, you know, family, friends, or anything, it's always around a crawfish boil. All right. Dump it in for my turn,
A crawfish boil is a rare feast that usually marks a time for celebration. But it wasn't that long ago that the folks in the Crescent City were dealing with the aftermath of the mighty Hurricane Katrina.
New Orleans does have an aura of death about it.
Sure.
You know, it's just, you know, the above ground cemeteries, the mausoleums. We didn't say, oh, we're gonna put that vibe into the music. It just happens, you know.
You know,
I mean, because
something I was just curious about is, you know, but like, did you become cognizant of that being the reason for a lot of it, and like, did those ideas grow out of that as well?
well, we definitely kind of took the ideas and ran with it, you know, as far as. I mean, I'm looking at a beautiful pond saying this, but if it was a filthy alley behind, you know, some bar or something, it'd be different. But we play in this music, and then, you know, we would do what we do otherwise, and then you look around and you're just like, well, these two really, it makes sense now. Like, now I see where these lyrics and this sound that Jimmy's making and the sound that we're all making, it's coming from, you know?
Yeah.
There's just another one of those like beautiful accidents, you know, that you don't really, you know, it's hard to see it when it's in front of you, you know. You kind of step back and you're like, oh yeah, that's right, you know. This city's a fucked up mess, so, you know, so are we. Wow, I put 2 and 2 together.
The city of New Orleans as a dark place. You know, I try not to use that as a catalyst for things, but it is there. You know, I live in Pigeon Town. You know, it's probably the murder capital of the fucking United States. It's 3 blocks from my fucking house. You never know. Every day is a blessing, old boy. Especially when you get to be my age.
When you come here, this is how people are here, you know. It's not some hustling, bustling city, you know, to where it's like everybody's moving fast. Everybody here is like as long as you're polite to people here, they'll be polite back to you, you know. I mean, the only other place that I think I would live besides living here would be in the middle of the woods or the swamp somewhere outside of this city. Just because I'm not a people person. Look at all these trees. Look at all these buildings. I mean, everything's run down.
It almost feels like nature's taking this city back very slowly.
I would hope so.
I spent a lot of time, like, by myself when I was a kid, you know? So that's what I meant, like when you asked about shows, you know, and they had them at VFW halls, you know, it just felt so comfortable, you know? Like, I don't know, when you go to a good barbecue and, you know, somebody's like, dude, we gotta leave, and you're like, fuck, you know, I don't wanna leave, you know? I mean, there's only 300,000-400,000 people here. you know? And compared to the rest of the world, or New York, or LA, or Chicago, and that's not a lot of people, you know? And it's a Southern ignorant pride thing, you know? But it's not a bad thing, you know?
We've been doing our own thing for a long time, and not to pat ourselves on the back, all of us, everyone under the umbrella, but I just think that everyone else finally gets it.
Yeah.
Like nobody got it back in the early 90s. You know, when most of these bands came out in late 80s, early 90s, nobody really got it, you know. The rest of the world caught up to what we've been doing down here for a long time.
I mean, everybody, you know, is proud of their city, and everybody brags about their city being better than everybody else's. But, I mean, we don't say we're better, but... And I'm not saying this music can't come from other cities, because it can, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as, like, the feelings go and those type of vibes go, and I'm not saying go do drugs or something, or become an alcoholic to make this music. That's not true.
Yeah.
You know, but it worked for me.
What's up, man?
Voila.
Yeah.
Dig it.
You guys know how to do it?
Just peeling back, right?
Oh,
Get in there and show them how to do it.
Weird, man.
It's crawfish. You can eat the claws if you want. Normally I'm pretty shy about being watched while I'm eating. But
carry on the legacy. Thank God I came.
you grab the friggin' head, you break the body away, and like a man, or a woman, you suck the head. And then you peel the goddamn first layer off, pinch that friggin' tail, pull that friggin' vein out, and you eat the living fucking piss out of it.
And you gotta bite the little.
I was watching him try to open it.
Karate. Did you eat some garlic?
It's so good.
It's
What a day we picked, huh?
It's home. If I moved to like California or New York or something like that, no offense to them, but I'd feel out of place because this is where I've been born and raised, and this is how I learned how to live, you know? It's how we do here, man.
And it's still thriving.
We're still here.
This scene is still going with the same core of people like pushing each other and putting out records.
Well, that's the point, is we're all pushing each other to be like, all right, who is gonna come up with the heaviest riff?
Right.
Basically is what it boils down to.
Would you see it as a competition almost? A friendly competition?
A friendly competition, you know. Between Down, Crowbar, I God, Goat Whore, Solid Green, all those bands. Who is gonna come up with that one riff that just makes you wanna go, fuck? I'm gonna go take a shit now. And I'll be back.
I think we're good.
That's a pretty good edit.
Yeah.